Okay, here I'm in line at the car wash. I'm just using points. I'm not going to go for the one where they clean inside and out. I can just use points here. It's pretty clean inside. I will get that done sometime on the strip or the next strip. I will get the inside done, but it's really pretty clean. And this car is way too big to wash outside anyway, so might as well use the points on the wash. She asked brushes or no brushes, and I said, it's an old car. I mean, in the other place, they use brushes anyway, so I said, okay, let's do the brushes. But it doesn't damage the paint, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, bye for now. Hello everybody, we've got one of the babies there, and we've got one of the babies there, and we've got Agita there, settled under the table. Now, had an okay night. I mean, I slept and, I spent time with the kids and got up today, and I'm thinking about, the counter offers, and I'm getting all caught up on symbolism. I'm still not back yet, So my out-of-province friend gave me a nice reality check, and she goes, try to be a little practical. I don't think she put it exactly like that, but I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. I'm just really, I just went so far. I keep saying that ordinary stuff is manageable, but it's I still have a sort of a tenuous grip on it. Hello, everybody. I'm here at the oral surgeon's waiting room. And he's not going to extract today, but he's going to do a consultation. The tooth is very loose. It's very... This guy knows all about my stuff because I had to, that's why I'm here, because he can deal with any issues that might come up because of my other stuff. Tooth surgery. Oh, shit. But I go around telling everyone anyway, so it's no big deal. It's a very fancy place. My doctor is good. I prefer my own, but this one, he's no nonsense. This one, and he goes, and I mentioned the substances, the recreational ones, and I think I had mentioned them last time too, exact same four, but the amounts have increased, and I think the balance has increased. The harder ones are more now, and the softer one is kind of the appetizer. So, and then he goes, before the surgery, if the laughing gas or whatever he's doing, he says you can't do any of that, the particular stuff, the white stuff. He says that if it's in your system, because it lasts for a week, and he says if it's in your system, you could have a heart attack and die. And I go, thank you, doctor. That's a motivation not to. But so it's been a week now exactly. So I told him it's been a week since the binge, and there was a lot of the stuff. And the other stuff. There was a lot of it, but I guess it's a week, and the only time you can really book is Thursday. So that gives a margin of error of 2 days. So I think we should be okay. And we're not doing total anesthetic. We're doing just the local and maybe laughing gas. We didn't even talk about that. So we'll see how it goes. He may or may not give it, given the other stuff. So I booked, and he's given an estimate, which is not unfair, and might have to add laughing gas. Yeah, I'll do it. As long as he can administer it without it. And then I'm going to be in pain for a while after that. It's going to take a while to recover. And this guy does not beat around the bush. He goes, your teeth are not in good shape. Your gums are not in good shape. You don't look after them. You don't floss. He goes, I wouldn't even think about spending money on implants. He goes, you spend $6,000. It's gonna fall out, soon because and you don't look after your teeth, so you're not gonna look after it after you do the implants. And I go, $6,000, doctor. That could buy a lot of what? And at least he laughs at that. Hello everybody, I'm next plaza over from the oral surgeon guy, and since he didn't do anything today, I decided I might as well have a good lunch. So the excess that I can still engage in food, even though I don't have quite the appetite that I had before, but I ate very little over the weekend. Very little, just some fake, some plant-based bologna sandwiches, several. So that was like, recovering addict food. But I'm like, maybe I should just eat. Maybe that'll help me come back to the real world a little bit. I'm starting to come over a week. I'm really starting to come back only now. It took a long time. So anyway, food will help. So going to be very hard to eat with the with this tooth thing. try to eat you from the right side of my mouth. So they got some interesting things here. They got mushrooms. They got okra, tempura, and hot and sour soup. So that's a good start. I haven't seen these ones at other all-you-can-eat sushi places. So let's see how it goes. The food here is interesting. Now the okra, I've never had it grilled like this in a Japanese restaurant before, but it's a little underdone for me. Now when I cook okra, Indian style bindi, I really cook it and make it soft or fry it till it's crisp. But now this is kind of, for me, it's not really well, it's not done enough. But it's okay. I mean, obviously, they're not going to serve it uncooked. So this is, I guess, the way it's supposed to be eaten. It's got flavor, it's got taste, and I'm just not used to the not cookedness of it, not very cookedness of it. It's kind of, and the mushrooms are very good. I've never seen them this way. The tempura shrimp is good. And this thing, this is called taco. I've never had it before. Tako. It's squid apparently, so kind of frittery thing with a squid inside. Quite good. Dessert. 2 green tea ice creams and a strawberry jello. I didn't end up getting the rice and curry dishes that I intended because I had so much of the appetizers, so much. And I sent a reply to my incredible agent. Sitting here in parking lot outside the PetSmart in Vaughan, Ontario. It's shady here, and I might have to run into the bathroom. The food is like, I haven't been eating much letely, and when I do, and I overeat, and my hot sauce in my stomach is, you don't want to hear that. But anyway, so, letterbox stories. Oh, fuck me. More stuff. Text exchange with my realtor. And I said, look, it looks like I might have scared off the buyer because all this stuff, and I'm just like emoting all over the place and doing podcasts. And she says, either way, she's so cool and calm. She's like, either way, I mean, if you sell it now, that's fine. You might get a little more the other way, but this will be a lot easier. And she says that, even though that if we do it this way and I don't go through her, she doesn't get a commission. But she goes, this way will be easier. But we'll do the other way as well. It's just as good. It's just, we'll see how it goes and just relax. What a great agent. It's amazing, I'm very, very lucky in that regard. And then, I send this long text, like rambling to the potential buyer. And, kind of apologizing. And, I kind of fulfilled the 12 steps, people's step 8. Whenever I do something that kind of fulfilled one of the steps, my analyst would point it out to me. So I kind of fulfilled step 8. I think it's 8, where you're supposed to apologize to people that you've harmed or annoyed or whatever with your addictive behaviors. So I just rambled on and on, and I said, this is an apology. I mean, I was just, I'm open about everything. I'm upfront about everything. I shoot my mouth off too much. I overanalyze everything. And if I offended you in any way, I didn't mean to. And if you want to go with a regular, house with a regular client through not a crazy professor. I mean, it's entirely up to you. And I said, and I said, this is what my lawyer cousin suggested. And he replied, he said, I've just been really busy. He said, I don't worry about all those kind of stuff, and he said, I'll call you tonight briefly. So I don't know what that's going to be about. So, but as I said to my agent, either way is good for me. if this private deal falls through, then I will get it finished with the new contractor and my old contractor, and list it from the agent. I mean, I do want her to list it because she's given me so much advice, and I want her to get a commission if possible. Though she will get one on the other end when I buy in Chatham, but I'd like her to get something on this property too. And I know that she's an incredible agent, so she'll get me the best deal that she can. The only thing is that I'll have to do some work outside, and she said it's easier to do it now because then we can start moving on the other end. Nothing really available right now in Chatham with a Caddy anyway, so I don't know. It's for now. I'm just living in the moment, sitting in the car, cool outside of PetSmart. I don't know, I might be able to make it home. So, and then see what this guy has to say and decide, So it's a rough return. It's the roughest return yet, but, Oh, and I got dental surgery Thursday morning. Yeah, lovely. Okay, bye for now. Hello everybody, it's much later in the day, and we've got Agita there, and we've got one baby there, and we've got one baby wandering around eating dry food there. It's just before midnight, and I haven't been able to make an entry or, tape this for the last few hours just because there's big news, and it's such big news that it was just kind of momentous. And I've just been processing here, and just appreciating and just oh, finally, The news is my offer. I've got an offer on the house, and it was the one that I had said, that my niece, my cousin had recommended, just the house as is, so that I don't have to worry about finishing it, and the buyer can finish it to their own specifications. And I was, of course, freaking out, going, because I was so amped up, and the whole coming back thing, and I was oversharing, and I was, the usual stuff that I do, even lower filters than usual. I thought I had kind of, cheesed the buyer off. Turns out he was just busy, didn't call, and I'm freaking out, which is, but anyway. After the dentist, that whole thing with the lunch, and then I went to PetSmart, and I did text the buyer, and long text going, I know I'm freaking out a bit because just I've been in a different place, and I'm struggling with addiction, which he knows already. I've made that quite clear. So, and then he just replied saying, I just wasn't able to call you, and I'll call you in the evening. And he got my message about the as is offer rather than the finished, and he accepted it, and and I'm very, very pleased about that. Not just because it allows me to move on without having to worry about the house, and without having to worry about, going to this contractor and that contractor and in between, and, with the buyer and all of that stuff. But, he gets to finish it to his own specifications in his own way. It's, and I'm really happy not only about, the fact that I can get the money out of that house and move on to a place in Chatham away from here. But much more important than that is the fact that the house is going to people who really, really, I think, will enjoy and appreciate it in a way I never have. I was never able to, and they can finish it to their own specifications. So that's just perfect. So I'm very pleased about that, and and so we're proceeding with that, and I won't give a lot of details. I don't think he really minds, but and he actually checked out the podcasts and wasn't really freaked out by them. So but I'll try not to provide anything that identifies or anything, and anything I say about the buyers will be very positive because they're very good people, and I was just freaking out because that's what I do when I'm on a return, and it's been the roughest return yet. So that was such big news that I came back to the kids, and I've just been processing the news. I fed the kids. I got stuff from PetSmart, and I let my amazing, realtor know, and she's very happy for me. And even though she's not going to come commission on this one, but she will on the next, on the one that I'm buying. So I've already started giving her the cat family criteria that for the search in Chatham. So that has been keeping me busy. I've been looking at ads, much better than looking at for other kind of stuff. So I've been looking at ads, and see what I can get just about the money that that I got for the house, that I'm getting for the house, or maybe dip into a little bit into savings, whatever I haven't already used up. And then I talked to my cousin, the lawyer, and she's going to prepare some stuff, and she told me some stuff. So all of that, and my friends, and my friends have been, saying, my out of province friend was very, very happy and said, this is your next phase of your life, So let's just hope this works, and that's what's happening. Big news, And then Thursday I have to go do the teeth thing. Good morning, everybody. It's 11:11. We've got one of the babies there, and we've got the other babies there, and we got Agita running around meowing there. I heard her, So the news is, there's an offer coming in on my house on Saturdays. So I've been exchanging texts and emails with my friends about it. Talked to my father about it. Starting contacting my realtor about looking at places. There isn't anything right now with a Caddy, but I'm gonna start looking at different options, different ways of doing it. Buy something within this budget, or see how it goes. As I said, my savings are diminishing rapidly anyway, so probably better to put them into the house in Chatham than in directions that they've been going lately. So, but that's all stuff to think about right now. The main thing is that there's movement, there's change, and I'm getting out of the city. So I'll move out there. We'll worry about this place later, but for now, that's my own house there. I'm selling it, and I'm going to buy something in Chatham and spend all my time there for now and see what. And that's what I was talking to my father about. What to do with this place and everything. So we'll settle all of that. So, but that's what's happening. It's there's movement, there's change. I might have a chance, and I really need to find a place that my kids will like. This is going to be like, with windows, they can look out and they see birds, not like here. This isn't working. This isn't a good, they love it here. This is their home, but you can't really see birds, and there's no activities outside. So now I'm talking to my father about all of that. It's the kind of thing that we used to share in common. That was our common interest. That was, I was much more interested in art and other things, and but houses and cars. That was our thing. So this is probably the last kind of project, even though it's mine. It's not his. This is my project, and it's also to save me from something else, which he knows about, but I'm not giving him the details. He doesn't need to know the details, but he does know about struggles with addiction. So anyway, so that's what's happening. Bye for now. Everybody, I'm here at one of my favorite restaurants, Thai and Indian. I'm having a Thai. This is a cashew nut shrimp, and the only thing I've got to tell him, a little bit too much of the coriander for me. I can still eat it. I'm just cooking it out. And it's okay. But the flavor is very good, very, very tasty. Hello, everybody. I talked to the owner from time to time, and he's curious. Yes, what about this? What about that? I started finding him a little annoying today because like, why this? Why that? Why this? Yeah, it's okay. It's interesting that he's curious and all that, but. Why do you not like people? Why do you not this? Why do you prefer cats? Why do you? It's like a 5-year-old. So I don't know if I'll go back there. It's done. Awful. It's awful. And this doctor is Brad the chicken from Useless Farm. I'll explain more later. Oh, fuck. That was awful. done. Okay, that was awful. It was truly, truly awful. I'm sitting in the car. I'm not going to show the office, and I'm not going to. Obviously, everything I do is anonymous. But I think he's a really good surgeon. He's just an asshole. Maybe that makes him a better surgeon. I don't know. I get here, and I get here like 5 minutes late because there's a little bit of traffic, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, 5, and the receptionist sees me to the room, and a couple of minutes later, the doctor comes in, is wearing black, and I go, look, and he goes, I said, no, I've had no drugs or anything for the last, over a week, and I think I do want to have the laughing gas. And that's one of the reasons I came here, because he gives it. My guy doesn't want to give it because there are possible complications and all of that, my usual dentist. And this guy is more trained in, possible medical emergencies. And he can give the laughing gas. So, and I've been to him before once. And he did give the laughing gas. So, he goes, the laughing gas won't really help you because you've got a history of drug use, and it's not going to do much, So just the freezing, and I go, it'll do something. Maybe not as much of an effect as with civilians, but I don't want it just with the freezing. That's kind of why I've come here. And I said, how much extra for the laughing gas? And he goes, 300. And I go, yeah, do it. So he goes, and I said, as long as, and I made it very clear. I said, it's been about 9 days since my last binge. And he goes, that particular substance, he said it should be clear after a week. He said, it lasts in the system for up to a week. He had said before, if you have it in you, and and you have to, you go for the laughing gas, and particularly if you go for anesthesia, yeah, it could kill you, but you can have a heart attack. But he goes, after a week, and I said, are you sure? It's completely out of the system? And he goes, it won't last more than a week. You'll be okay with the laughing gas. And I said, are you sure? I got three cats waiting at home for me. The guy doesn't really laugh much. He's very serious, And I think he might have smiled, And I think I told him, I'm like Robert Downey Jr., but without the talent, without the looks, and without the money. I got a very small smile for that. So anyway, he gets me to the room, breathing in through the nose, laughing gas, all of that stuff. Without the laughing gas, I don't know. I say, oh my God, I can't imagine it. I just can't imagine it. And he tried to talk me out of the laughing gas, I was like, I'm sitting there and in the chair, breathing into the nose as deeply as possible. And he says, why are you breathing in? I go, I'm trying to get his eyes. He goes, it doesn't work that way. And then he gives the injections, and it's so painful. It's so fucking painful. And I'm screaming. And he goes, this is what happens when you don't look after your teeth. And, you don't brush, and you don't properly, you don't floss properly, your teeth are rotten, it's all infected, your gums are infected. This is what happens. And I'm like going, thanks, Doc, asshole. I'm calling him Dr. Brad. Again, I'm completely anonymous in this. I'm not going to mention him or anything like that, or his name. I wouldn't say this. But he's a good doctor, but he's just got no bedside manner, chairside manner whatsoever, So, and I guess, maybe I deserve it for not looking after my teeth and all of that stuff. So he goes, he goes, this is what you get, for not looking after your teeth, and it's going to be like this, because it's going to be pain, and also, and he did add that, he's enough of an asshole. He did add that. He said also because you've abused drugs, so the freezing isn't going to have the full effect. Fortunately, the laughing gas helped. And I tell you, when he pulled out the teeth, it was excruciating pain. Excruciating. I felt it. Laughing gas, freezing, I felt it. And it was even worse afterwards when he was poking around trying to remove the infected tissue. And I'm trying to move my head, and he goes, stop moving your head. He says, I've got sharp instruments here, and you're making yourself a moving target. Stop moving your head. Asshole. But I had to say thank you to him. But I can't. I don't want to call him an asshole. But Then afterwards, he told me you got to do the gauze, you got to do this, you got to do that, and he's giving me a prescription for Percocets, for the pain, and he says don't take more than 3. Probably won't need it. I need it. I'm in fucking pain. And then Advil or ibuprofen, a stronger one, and antibiotics. I got to stop on the way back. And I've been texting. I just sat in the car. I didn't feel like driving. It's really nauseous. Oh, fuck. I changed the gauze 3 times already. And I feel really nauseous, and I think that's normal. I mean, I'm right outside the clinic, but I'm not going to go back in. I mean, this is. And when the first gauze came out and he looked at the blood, he said, "That's normal." It's really hurting. So the sooner I get back and I get the Advil or the ibuprofen and the perk, the better. I've taken once or twice. I've taken perks before. It doesn't really do anything for me. Sometimes they help me sleep at night, And I've only taken like 1 or 2 total, So this time I'm gonna go home, eat. I gotta eat, Oh fuck, my pain is really kicking in. Okay, I gotta get home. I'm gonna put that gauze back in because it's still bleeding. I guess this is normal. Hello everybody, it's now a couple of days later. So yesterday I just stayed in entirely with the kids and had a very lazy day, very restful, very relaxing, recovering from the dental surgery. Pain being managed. The surgeon actually did a really good job. But pain being nicely managed with the meds. And I didn't go out at all. I just, ate soft food still. And it's 7:40 in the morning. I'm just about to get ready to head out to accept the offer. I'll take the Mini, and I'll probably bring back another car. I have to get the work done on the cars, but that will have to wait. Let's do the offer thing first. So that's what's happening. I had said I was going to leave by 8. It's going to be a little later than that, but I will text him from en route to give him the revised ETA. And buyer is meeting me at the house to present the offer and go over some things. So that's what's happening. On the whole, I mean, the surgery thing, it was very, very painful. But already my mouth is feeling better. I have been living with that toothache, loose tooth, for quite some time now. So that's a big plus. And yeah, there's still some pain from after. Hello everybody, I'm in the Mini. It's pouring rain. I had an oil issue. I checked oil and I think it's low. It's very hard to tell with the dipstick on the car. So I added, so I might have added too much. And I caused problems like that before. Remember last year the car broke down and I had to have the sparkler Caddy at the stove because oil got into the whatever. So now I'm just hoping that doesn't happen. I'm an hour late. I got up at 6:45 in the morning. I fed the cats and I had my own meds and everything. Hello everybody, I'm here at the house and I brought the Mini, all kinds of issues. I got up really early, I left on time, went down to the car. Problems with the oil thing. I couldn't tell if there was too much oil or not enough. It didn't look like there was enough and it leaks. So I added oil and then I thought I might have overfilled it. And I've had a problem with that before. Remember last year and the car broke down on the highway. So got delayed. I didn't get here. It was like an hour. But I met the buyers and I met their agent and everything is, I was representing them for the buying part. And then I have to fill in some papers and stuff like that, So, and then my lawyer is going to handle it from there. And we went over some. I'm not going to go over, again. I tend to talk too much, but this is all part of, what I'm struggling with, and this is the the pushes against the pull and all of that stuff. So it's very important to me, but at the same time, I don't want to anonymity other people and the deals and all of that stuff. So But let's just say everything is progressing so far, and now I'm just turning it over to my lawyer. A couple of things, inclusions, exclusions, this is, the kind of things that my agent normally would handle, but since I don't have an agent on this, I have to kind of handle this stuff myself. So that's what's happening. Seem like really reasonable people, really nice people. I'm glad they're buying the house. I think it will be very good for them. They want to make some changes to their own taste, all of that stuff, of course. The dog people, but I don't hold that against them. You know me, I've got no problem. I've got, I'm just joking. Dog people, cat people, whatever. But I did point out that I had that railing specially done for cats. They're like, we're dog people. But they have the small dog, so he's kind of wondering how the dog can get the stairs. He's got, really good plans for the stairs and everything. So I'm quite happy about that. So let's just paws crossed, as my cat people friends say, And it's been almost 2 weeks for me, but it's just been, that last bout was just so deep, and I'm just struggling to make my way back. And I wasn't looking for this, but it's sort of come to me, and I was stressing out last week. It was just, things are a little better now. The whole teeth thing, that didn't help, or it did help in a way because it's over, and my mouth is feeling much better. There's still some pain. The painkillers I'm not supposed to be taking because I'm driving. So, but I'm taking like the Advil one, which is that's what's happening. And symbolically, I think we saw like a hummingbird and a cardinal or something at the back. And I go, oh, is that symbolic? And the guy who's buying going, yeah, that could be a good sign. I don't think they're into signs the way I. Okay, still here. Probably the most time I've spent in this house in the last 7 years, But the agent had forgot something, so he came back for it, and I talked to my contractor about what we need to do here before, closing and all that stuff. And I heard from my agent, about what's happening and help on the next place. And I heard from the underworld, pushes and pulls, Always, stuff in both directions. And there was like, an offer for, a particular, sort of a situation from the underworld. And I just said, no, thank you. I was like in the middle of something else. The sooner I'm out in the country, which is true. I'm out in the country and I'm doing everything I can to get out here. Not necessarily this place, but this is just too. This is too quiet. And I've been through too much with this house. I just don't want to stay here. Even this 2 hours is the longest I've spent here in years. And with all of this, let the new people finish it exactly to their taste and and enjoy it. But I need to get out of the city. And I need to get to Chatham to a house in an area with sidewalks and streetlights, and look out and see neighbors and wave to them and stuff like that. So but I'm going to do this. I'm going to fight this with everything I have. So pushes and pulls. Bye for now. Everybody out here, just saw person in the next bay with a pickup truck, and the buyer and the agent and the contractor that I met last week. Everybody out here, I'm not stereotyping or anything, but everybody I've run across seems to drive pickup trucks, seems to be the vehicle of choice in the country. Bye for now. It's one kind of vehicle that I don't have. Bye for now. The air was still very low. That the small compressor I had sort of died anyway. I was doing what I could, but I think that's meant more for air mattresses or something. So I came this way, wrong way. This is a small town where my Realtor is. So I came this way because I knew for sure there's an air pressure machine, and I didn't want to go the highway. There is one at the service center, but that's 30-40 kilometers. This is like 6-7 kilometers. It was very low. That tire and that tire just barely made it, but I made it, and it seems to be taking it. So I put in my loonies and I added there, and then I'm checking oil. The only funnel I have is a little in the big side, but I think at least this car is easier to check on oil than the Mini. So this is, I guess, the joys of having a bunch of old cars, you know. And it's normally a good distraction for me and a good rechanneling, and it's sort of working, but I just, you know, I'm just struggling to come back even now. But, you know, with all the house stuff and everything else and these little things, and I'm kind of pushing myself to do these little things, but you know, it's part of the return, and it's the old fake it till you make it. And I also, I don't want to run out of, you know, kill another car on the highway driving without oil, or, you know, have a flat tire or something. Yeah, so, you know, and I think this one is probably right now in better shape than the Mini. The Mini needs to go to the mechanic on the next trip. Oh, okay, I washed it, but you know what? I'm drawing the line. I'm not going to try to dry this one. It's way too big. It can air dry. So now I'm going to get gas on the way because it's in Esso. And then highway, and then straight back to the kids, except for picking up some takeout on the way. You know, drive through, whatever. Fast food. Bye for now. Brilliant news. Go to this gas station, and it's just up from the previous house I had. Before I bought the one that flooded, I had one here, and then I sold that because this was too isolated for me. And I was like going, that one was by the lake, and it was like a beach house. And when my parents were here, that made more sense. So if it's going to be a summer place, it might as well be by the beach. So I sold this. This was like very, very rural, and it was just a little bit down this road. And I used to come to this gas station all the time, and it was owned by a family that owned it for many, many years. And I come here, I pull up to take gas, and there's a lady watching me from outside, and I think she was bored. And Indian family owns it, and I pump the gas, and I go in to pay. They don't have pay at the pump here. They never did before either. So I go in to pay, and I get some cola, and I get Red Bull, and she gets, if you take 2, you get a... I'm like, sure, give me the 2. So I take the 2, I pay, and then she goes, I haven't seen you around. Do you live around here? And I go, it's a long story. And I go, I used to, and I was there, and then moved there, and then it flooded, and then I bought the cars, and she said, oh, I like this old one. I go, I said, those old cars, and my father had an accident, and this happened, I went to India, and I said everything except the addiction. There's no point in bringing that in for absolute strangers. But the rest of it, the cars and the, accident and the flooding and the house and it's taking 7 years and getting enough. I am at Mickey D's, and, I got my Coke, and they make you go to the third window here. This is London, just by the highway. They make you go to the third window, which is good. You don't have to pull in the parking lot. But if you get filet fish, because it takes time. I just got back, unpacked my day backpack, such as it was, and we've got Agita there, and we've got one of the babies is here, and we've got the other baby. I just saw him running around. I've got the other baby there. Okay. So, and this is the one running around. Such a relief to come inside, back to the kids. It's getting harder for me to deal with the ordinary world after going so deep last time. And all of this is very good distraction. It was nice to go to the house and moving on that and meeting the agent, meeting buyers, but it's harder for me to do now. It's really, at this point, it's still, it's still a relatively fresh return just because so deep last time, even though it's been 2 weeks. But it's harder to cope in the real world, but it's okay. Hello everybody, I came to Lakeshore intending to go to a brunch place a little bit further down the road, and as soon as when I got there, it was 2:30, and he said, I'm sorry, our kitchen is closed. I mean, I think brunch goes till 3. So, I didn't know where else to go, and this is my go-to sushi place. They have good lunch specials, and I asked, do you have a lunch special on Sundays? And they said yes. So rather than just go here and there, I just got this, my usual. Hello everybody, I'm here at Colonel Samuel Smith Park. It's just south of Lakeshore, and it's a big park, very near where I had my sushi lunch. And there's supposed to be some kind of event here. This is just by the Humber College campus, and there's supposed to be some kind of event in Toronto. They call it Doors Open, and it came back a couple of years ago, where various museums and interesting locations, they just open to the public, So, and, some are like, park related, and apparently there's supposed to be some kind of bird sanctuary here, I was like, I don't know if it's bird feeders or what, somewhere in this park, and it's a very big park. So I looked. I couldn't find it. This is the bird sanctuary. I parked again, a different parking lot. I'd never been to this section of the lake before. This is like, it's huge, this park. I hadn't realized. So, and they have like, keep an eye for these different birds, water birds. There's a spotted sandpiper. There's a black-crowned night heron. I guess you only see those at night. Belted kingfisher, long-tailed duck. I don't see any. I don't know what that's the little black one flying there. But, that's it. Bird sanctuary done. Tick. Now we're heading back to the car. Car washing and, ice cream and stuff like that. More nutty professor stuff and this nature stuff. Bye for now. That's a nice bird. No clue what it is. It's black and it's got some red on it or something. The cardinal? I have no clue. In the car wash, I got the brush ones. Here come the brushes. It should be okay. It's an old car, and I did get brushes in the, these are big brushes too, but I did get brushes in the car wash at the other place where they do the inside as well. And this is just costing me points, so yeah, I'll let it have a thorough wash. I think this might be my second time here this year. Dairy Queen for my Score Blizzard. Look at the size of that Cadillac. All the way across. So, it's very clean with that machine wash. So, from here, and I stopped at Pet Value, got some pouches and some sachets and some Veruva and some various things, and some Kit Kat on sale. And then from here, just Drug Mart for cola and Sobeys for kitty litter, and back to the kids, edit and post. Bye for now. Litter and cola and shaving stuff from the Drug Mart, and there's the Cadillac, looking hopefully very clean. Hello everybody, it's later in the day. Agita is nicely settled there. One of the babies is nicely settled here in the playpen, and the other baby is settled here on the cat bed in the dining room there. And I'm just sitting here, just been vegging, relaxing, resting. Little bits of the tooth thing. I took the prescription Advil earlier. I may take one of the other ones at night, but and I sort of burnt the roof of my mouth with the really hot food, with the the sushi, with the salmon was really hot. The tempura ones things and the teriyaki. But anyway, all of that. The car stuff, yeah, I got the car washed and did some shopping, Pet Value rather than PetSmart, and Sobeys and all of that stuff, and came back in the Cadillac, which was a nice change. I was too tired, But the news is, yeah, there was some pull today. First time in some time. It's okay. I'm not going to. There's no freaking way I can. But there was pull. There was thoughts. There was, there was contact. It's like a contact from the underworld a couple of times during the week. Which kind of brought back thoughts, and I just went so deep. On the other hand, the pushes are very strong with the house. The offers and the going to the house and the back and forth on this and and I'm very excited about particularly the people who are buying the house, that they seems really into it and they're going to finish it. He's going to finish it in the way that it should be finished. So, really, to his own taste, not to mine, yeah. But then, I'm done with that. I've got to find something that works for me and the kids in the town. And right now, there's nothing really available, but the looking is a good energy. And my friends are helping me online. They're checking, and I send them ads, and they go over it. So. In spite of all of that, today, their first time in a while, there was some pull, there was some thoughts. Not pull, I'm not going to do it, but there was just like, I went around, and I got a, while I was at the house, I got a text from the underworld. And I'm not going to give more detail. I don't talk about that, as you know. Privacy considerations and anonymity, all of that stuff, So, and I've just barely been keeping up with the journal entries, just barely. mostly texts and emails, and I've been doing some pasting and journal entries when I can, and then all the car stuff, and I'm going to have to take the other two cars this week and see what's happening with the offer, see what right now I think it's with my cousin, the lawyer, and stuff like that. So I'm not going to talk about that more right now. I have shown some of it, but it is a huge, 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 huge push. And as I said, I didn't go looking for it. Oh, there's fire engines and stuff over there, but I didn't go looking for it. I mean, and it should be mutually beneficial. It did, without having to list the house. It seems to be progressing quite well, and the people who are interested in it, seem to be, we're working things out. So that is very, very big push. But in the meanwhile, little bits of the pull. I mean, the other world is intruding. It's like pushes and pulls, That's so I don't have too much more to say. And as I said, little bits like the so-called fake it till you make it. My version of it, the Nutty Professor's version, that's the 12-step version. My version of it is more in terms of my, the whole ordinary world and underworld and the pulls. And like yesterday when I was passing the car wash, and I didn't really feel like washing the Mini. I didn't really feel like it, and I'm passing the car wash where we used to wash and it's an ordinary world thing, and just doing it might get me in. It sort of worked, So my version of it is, even if there's an ordinary world activity that is one of my routines when I come back to the ordinary world, and even if that routine, I'm not really in the mood for it, I need to push myself into it, and I've done that. I did that a little bit today too, with the shopping and the getting of the car washed in the machine. Actually, I was starting to get into that. The more I'm doing it, the more I'm getting into the ordinary world routines. And of course, obviously, without don't even have to talk about the biggest push of all is my kids. Biggest pushes. And that last time was just very, very deep, and just came back by a hair. So, and then all the house stuff happened. So I'm just going to keep going, day by day, see what happens with that. I've got to do some bank stuff during the week. I got to go do some car stuff. See it, and I might have to meet my contractor there to do a couple of things, organize things, and at the house, and see what's happening with the offer. So this is and this is it's a huge ordinary world thing. Well, it's beyond ordinary world. This is like super ordinary world. The shift, and the energy going into moving out there, finding a house that works for all of us, and moving out of the city. It's okay. So we're going to do it step by step. One day at a time. There was a little bit of pause today, but it's okay. I'm going to do it. I've said I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And the kids and the house. House is very big. Very big, So we'll just play it by ear, So I'll keep you posted. So we've got one of the kids there. So one of the babies is there, and one of the babies is there, and Agita is there. So from the four of us, and I guess I'm not really doing the counting thing, but I guess it's 2 weeks clear, But it's been a very intense 2 weeks, because there was a very intense binge this time, very, 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 and so we're kind of outside of the time now, but it is 2 weeks, and then there was the really, really intense ordinary world stuff too, with the house and movement there, and that's major, So with all of that, and then there's been some car stuff, and there's been the dental stuff. I almost forgot that. That was a huge thing, and it was a lot of pain. But I'm on the painkillers and kind of recovering. I have to go see another thing I have to do this week is go for a follow-up with the dental surgeon. So that's what's been happening. So from the four of us, bye for now. See you next podcast. Keep you posted.